Hi, hello, and welcome to the Sports Exchange right here on CBX. I'm Carole Beckford, and you'd have been watching the business of sports essentially over the last couple of episodes, where we've talked about events, venues, TV rights, you name it, we've spoken about it. But we're getting down to the party segment now, and we have a very interesting guest in our studio today. His name is Marlon Campbell. If you went to the university some time ago, of the West Indies at Mono, you probably would have met him. He hosts every single party you can think of during his time. Marlon, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, Carol.
All right, so we're going to talk about parties, but we're going to talk about DJing at sporting events. Tell me what you know about that, first of all.
Well, what I know about it because we've done some of that, but just it's like DJing at almost any event that's not a party. They run along similar lines, a lot of them. Even if it's political DJing, if it's DJing for an award ceremony or whatever, it's just really to make sure that the music is appropriate and does what it's supposed to do. And so I don't think it's overly hard. It's just to be conscious of the fact that, hey, most of these things are like family events and so forth. So it's just really that. Don't mix up your don't mix up the drives. Don't mix up your drives.
I know. So for example, cricket in the Caribbean has been very popular with regards to music. Now you know you have the famous Chicky in Antigua and Barbuda. Here in Jamaica, a range of you would have done that. I mean, Kurt Riley comes to mind very quickly when we had the Red Stripe Cup at Savannah Park and so on.
And playing on the mound as such, which
right.
I think I've done a couple of times on the mound for T20. It's T20, yeah, T20, and all that. That's probably one of the better examples as such. You know, just vibes on our vibes area as such.
Is there any particularly kind of songs that you guys aim for at this sporting event? Talk me through it. If somebody called you and said, "Listen, I want you to come play at the football finals. 2 matches, you have a double header, so you're talking about 4 or 5 hours. How do you select the music?"
All right. One, the good thing is you're not going to have to be playing music for 5 hours.
Right.
You're going to have probably just regular juggling before the game. You're going to have to play maybe 15 minutes of music in between the halves. It might go as high as 15 minutes between the halves. And probably some music between the 2 matches as such. You know, so you're really, at the end of the event, might actually play an hour and a half worth of music with so much. Now, it's sports. It's all about hype. So that you're going to need 2 things. Apart from the music, you're going to need some bad drops too. The drop them is really what, like when we're doing T20, you know, and you have to find like a bad piece of one intro or something like, you know, and all. So, imagine Chris Gayle walking out.
Okay.
When him they play for we, when we they like him. You might play like Champion Boy or so from Alkaline. You know,
right,
Champion.
yes.
You know, when him walking out to come back or whatever, you know. You're gonna have to go drop them also, you know, and all them things there or so forth. Imagine Kurt has a bad drop when I think with all wicked. Imagine I call even a bowler run up and something is off and him just pull up, you know, like, you know, him don't bother bowler or so. Hold on, father, hold on, right. Something like that.
Yes.
So the skill is in having the right drops and having the songs quick. You have to be quick though. Quick because the moment will pass. You know, the moment will pass. Have them do that. You cannot search for that and to play it 15 seconds later. It's gone. So it's really just having the drops quick on the hand, having the songs, you can cue some of them up or whatever, and just have them ready to play. So it's really about maintaining a hype, you know, a hype and a vibe and everything. It's and the good thing is because it's such a short period that you might actually really be playing, you can just play the hits. You know, you don't really have to do no build up, no rain or nothing.
Right.
Just
so yeah, for cricket you have in between overs.
Yeah, you might drop. You might actually not even between overs because it's such a quick turnaround in between overs that, you know, you're just there. and all. So it's really before and maybe the changeover between teams or such. That's me really when you might have to play and all. Other than that, yeah. Or between matches if they might do more than one match on a night or so on the day.
In the more developed countries, like certainly United States and the NBA locations, like in for the Miami Heat, there's DJ Ari, and he's inside the stadium. Like he's part of the
well, that's part
outfit.
of it. Yeah, because you have, and you'll find that with those they have their DJs, and that's a big thing, and them know what them have, and they'll even have, I guess, their versions of dub plates, Heat dub plate and all them things they put on as all. The good thing I would say with Jamaica is that our music in itself, especially dancehall, in of itself has a lot of confrontation and a lot of bravado and bragging. So the songs are there without having the songs that are going to be, I guess, menacing, and the songs that are going to be all about celebrating. You point there. Imagine, again, let's use another example. When Chris started playing for other people and him come here for play.
Right.
And him come up for play, then you might play like the conscience because it's Chris Gayle. We're not frightened for nobody. Or flip it now, or something like that. And a lot of our music is either about being menacing, because you can pick out some random cartel, and being a cricket match as such, or even being a sporting event, even if it's not, say, raw explicit lyrics in terms of maybe curse words or so, the message is there, you play a cartel, we say, them now shot a soul, whatever, because we are saying them not good or whatever.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's why I think it's the material is there. Certainly the material is there in terms of what our artists produce. So it's just we use it. So it might not even have to go get a dub plate, because I doubt you'd have it, but maybe we can pay for one and two. But generally the music is right there. You can just pull from it.
So you talk about drops, you talk about dub plates, and of course there's the entire song that you can play. How sharp? I mean, you mentioned it, but really how sharp do you have to be as a MC and DJ? Because we're going to make the distinction. Because you're a little bit of both, but you're now doing more of the MC. What does that require?
It's toasting, really. And it is complementing what the DJ will be playing. But at the same time, what the DJ is playing is complementing what is happening
on the field.
So you might style, like them boy that run come away yard and something there. You're saying something, whichever that team, the Amazon Warriors are here, and them have big stands of forward and and we don't care where you're bad from. So you say it, DJ play it, bam, quick fast bam. It's just really you complimenting the DJ complimenting the what is happening and the message we're trying to convey. It's all about bravado and we are the best. That's really it.
All right, so that's the public address DJ. So for the party stand now, we're still on cricket. No special attention. You can just play anything.
And I would think you find that it's really just to keep a vibe. Just really to keep a vibe during it. Say that little time where you have in between, before a match, or that time after match, or that between, and so forth. It's just to play a song. We'll put soca, we'll put this, keep the vibe going. It's literally that. Keep a vibe going right there, and all. So you might still, and it comes down to what the crowd is feeling right there. It comes down to what, but any competent DJ can do it, because what you're going to find is, is less time you have to play. So it's not like you have to do this whole build up and whatever and all. It's just play the hits, get it moving, get the crowd a reel, bam, play a good vibe, move right on. So that's what I would advise any DJ that's playing in a situation like that to do. You don't have the time for do the
Ballroom.
build up and nah, just play the anthem them.
Play the anthems.
Yeah.
And you find dancehall, reggae,
Dancehall and reggae
more
does it.
suitable.
Yeah. I mean, soca too, you know. It depends. I'd say for when it is about boasting and bragging about the team and Ray, dancehall can do it with a little bit of reggae. Solid as a rock, they just can't catch me. Them sort of vibe. But I would say for the Mount, for example, itself, when it's just a party vibe, just run some soca, run the hit them quick, the dancing tune them, get it moving. That's what you're there for. You don't really have the time to play the top 10 them.
Okay.
Play the top 10. Move on quick and fast.
Indoor, outdoor, what the difference? Is there a difference? So basketball, you know, and they have their own songs, by the way, you know, we're playing basketball, that kind of a thing, and the dunking and even netball. I mean, because everybody's now using a DJ, you know. I mean, all the sports, because you know, it's a family outing, and you really want people to be otherwise engaged.
I don't think I've not been to one of the netball matches. I've seen them on TV, but I've not been. And a lot of, and I don't think I get to see as much sporting events as I would like, really. It's the one that would draw me out, like a cricket mogo.
Or on it versus...
Oh no, you see when Jungle play a different thing. Jungle play a different thing. And just even that. It's about, you know, the vibe, and it's really just about energy and mental. Because sport, what people need to recognize, especially for Jamaica, sports is one of those things that bring people together. And not just bring people together, but can literally bring peace to areas.
Right.
You know? So it's about having a good time. It's about making sure the people them leave there feeling, you know, joyful and all. And what's very important too is actually making people still feel good even if there's a loss. Things like that, or even songs of encouragement. And Ray, you know, and all of that. As such. So, but it seems almost natural that music and sports would go together, especially for a country like Jamaica. They're two of the biggest uniters or unificators. That's a word? Unifiers. The biggest unifiers that we have. You know, when sports are played, especially sport where we have Olympics and them something, you know, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Everybody.
Oh, yeah.
World Cup, everybody.
World Cup, right.
Everybody.
And so the venues, you know, we're talking about that. So you're not just at the venues where the live match is going on. You're now at our sports bar where the match is being broadcast. I mean, I think like the FA Cup or stuff like that. Is that another opportunity to play, to draw some tune?
It depends on how big it is, because sometimes what you find is, because I've had cases where, like say for a Kingston Jerk, when they're showing a big match, they will ask for a DJ to come in, and I've had my DJ Mad Camps play at some of those. You know, I know Chaddy G play at some of them things, and it's the same thing on a smaller scale.
Smaller scale.
You know, the same sort of vibe. And if a DJ is doing his job correctly, he'd be there around the turntables, watching the match too, creating part of the excitement with it. You can imagine a Champions League finals and all of them something there, you know. Final with 1-all, and you have to contribute it. 1-all, 98 minute, and like even with West Ham the other day, with, I can't remember his name, in the 90th minute basically. At them time in Jamaica, you probably gonna hear some samples of gunshot and ray and noise and perp and horns and all those things. You know, the DJ itself can add what I would say some body to the vibe in terms of even just perp with the horns and all them things there, because the stadium itself might actually not be as noisy. But the DJ adding to that, just encouraging people.
Sound effects.
And all. Yeah, man. So.
All right. So, over the years, 90s until now, what is the body of music that you access or you source? Because is it that you're still making music that you can use as competition, or is the source coming from old stuff?
You have the dancehall is and will always have a portion of it. that is about bragging. And it is always going to have a portion of it that's about confrontation and all. Always. I have not think that there has been from you, I come straight back now to intense and skeng them, and so you will always have that sort of, me better than you, whatever type of vibe. So you can always find those songs. You can always,
How about music from women? You find for sports?
For sports.
Not really.
Yeah, you can, Maybe for the environment, because like me I say, when you say play, imagine in a netball, you draw like even chance here. Like, girl can't see me and cause problem. That sort of vibe. Yeah. But in playing the hits and dwelling of the crowd, a lot of the songs, women are right out there, toe to toe in terms of the industry. Of course,
Nadine Sutherland and Terror.
Action. And then it's for find the right time for play it. That's a song where you could probably have in the head, but it's when to play it and all. But I find what I think you'd find is that the dance hall that is used will always be the newer one, what's hot at the time.
Right.
What you will find being used that's aged or so is with the reggae. The old Sizzler them and so forth. Them there, we like. Yeah, exactly, and thing that you'll find play that will be played in perpetuity. But dancehall, I think the dancehall side of it is always going to be what's hot, what's current. So it might not have it might not even have to do directly with sports.
With sports, right?
But it's a tune that's full of vibes, and it's a tune that's bragging about someone and thing. Yeah. So no, I figure no. If it was 90s, you probably hear what was Praga being a bounty.
Oh yeah.
If it's in the 2000s, you probably hear Ellie Cartel, Sasko, and all.
Assassin, we used to call him at the
Assassin, time. Yeah. Nowadays, it's probably going to be the Skanks, the Intenses, Alka, who else out now? I'm sorry, me and the new dance song. I know. I'm a soca person.
I'm not even gonna
try. Craft God, them people there and so forth is who you're probably
I'm not even going to pretend I know who you're talking about.
No.
So let's switch it up a little bit.
He's actually pretty popular.
I know, right? Listen, so even because it's important for places like University of the West Indies, that's part of the region and those parties. How important do you go to practice to kind of observe? In other words, or do you just show up at the events? Because not you in particular, how important it is for you to even know the team or the teams that you're playing for?
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
Sport is sport. Sport is sport, whatever it is. At the end of the day, what is sport? Two set of teams who are above average talent coming to duke it out on a battlefield, whether or not that battlefield is a netball court and the basketball court, whether or not it's a football field, whether or not it's a squash court, whether or not it's in a pool, whatever it is, it's two sets of gladiators duking it out, cricket pitch, baseball pitch, whatever, and at the end of it, somebody should have bragging rights of saying, I conquered today.
Right.
The music will fit almost. The same musical, in my opinion, will fit right across the board.
Right across the board.
For everything. The only thing is that probably for like some very family events, you have to be very conscious of what you play. Because, I'm not going to be at a prep school
sports day
and play certain things. In fact, I wouldn't even encourage what you play at a adult game out there. For the kids match and play some dance, and even some of the dance on them can play. It's just
I'm driving through the island sometimes, and I lived in Antigua for a while. Same thing everywhere, by the way. And it's sports day. And you don't know, when you hear the music, you're saying, it's not supposed to be the children's sports day, because it's the same music they play all the time.
And I literally had to side-eye a DJ at my sports day, my son's sports day. I hear him play back-to-backs in Trinidad to go. I'm like, kids.
Yeah, those are, yeah.
Kids.
Yeah, that can...
You know, watch it. I mean, it might not have a bad word in it, but the message is different. Is adult. The message is adult. And I don't assume that kids don't know what's being...
they know. They're exposed to these things.
They're born with chip. So, that's side I'm like, brother, drop yourself.
Yeah,
you can't even... And here's the thing. Not just because it's a dance song or it's a whatever song means that it is kid friendly.
Nice turn that was from Warner Brown.
Bring home the happiness. Bring home the Delect goodness. Delect full of deliciousness. Make every meal delicious with Delect. From pasta happiness to happiness and dumpling. When last you add some happiness to your rice and peas? Delicious food makes you happy, and that's what Delect promises you. Bring home the happiness. Bring home the Delect goodness. Your recipe for happiness.
Burrito's flagship location in New Kingston is at 15 St. Lucia Way. Mark Gilzine and his team are dedicated to creating your ideal game plan to revolutionize your relationship with money. We are proud of our many wins, which include bolstering our capital base to be among the strongest in the industry and facilitating the purchase of 3 U.S. companies by a Jamaican firm. We're 45 years and going strong, changing the game and moving the financial revolution forward.
Well, if you just joined us, remember this is Marlon Campbell, Marlon Musique Campbell. He's a financial advisor during the day. And he's not out partying and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. He's financial advisor with Sagicor, and he offers some good advice on Twitter. You can follow him and get some good advice. Culturally though, the things we do and how we do it with the music. Are you one of those that when I go to Miami, when I go to the Miami Heat games, I hear so much Jamaican music. There are days that I feel like I'm in Kingston. But the opposite is here. Somebody meets.
Florida is
I know.
Kingston 21. I can't tell me different.
But sometimes when we're in events in Jamaica, you kind of hear them playing what we would call foreign music.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Music transcends borders. That's what I think. And I'm never one to police what a DJ plays unless me hire you for a certain theme event and you go outside of it. So I ask you to come for Afro Soca Jam. I would like Afrobeats, Soca, and Jamaican music dancehall. I don't want to hear no hip hop. Alright? At least I don't want to hear an extended amount. If you play 2 songs from Bad Bunny and so forth, and all them things,
or drop in a little Luda here. Alright.
It might be too far-fetched. If you're mixing a Luda, go into a remix to do something, I can allow it. But, so I would never police music really. But, just as you say, it's fair exchange in terms of Jamaican music is played everywhere.
Everywhere. You go Golden State Warriors match. Everybody. The NFL games.
But and it speaks volumes about the type of music we produce and can produce, because I think that we need to do more of it. And if we are smart, I'm going to segue into just music on a whole. We have seen the blueprint of what type of music goes proper global. But now I talk about music where I go play it just in Kingston 21 because there's a large diaspora
right.
Or in New York where there's a diaspora, or place where I'm talking about music that is going to the in Little Hickville, Ohio, being played. You know, we've seen the blueprints in terms of what make it. It wasn't me. You know, Shaggy, Give Me the Light. Fun type of music. Why is it that we insist on doing music that don't have a passport, much less a visa? It annoys me. That's why Bunty could have come and tell people, say, Afrobeats have said, they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
They're doing, you understand? And we are the blueprint and we won't do it. But anyway, back to what we are saying.
sports, yeah.
Back to sports. Don't police music. You know, if it works, it works. You know, I don't think we'll ever get to the point where other music is being played so much that dancehall is like a stepchild.
Right.
Dancehall. In fact, when I'm doing parties that are themed elsewhere, otherwise, the danger we have is that DJs are going to get lazy and go right into dancehall. So dancehall now no danger in terms of being played.
How important is a theme party? Just to switch a little, because Marlon, in another part of his business, does Afro Soca Jam, Badish, that's Baddish.
Yeah, and that come from music too.
Right.
Big up Chen and
Okay.
and Nyla.
and Soca
and
Forever.
Soca Forever, yeah, and all.
Right. So at Soca Forever, is it only Soca that's played?
It depends on which one you come. You understand?
No.
It is, but what I'll say is that it's usually about 98% soca. Like, there is, let me give you an example. Say it's our 5 to 11 event, the one that we do 5 to 11. Nobody's allowed to play any dancehall before 8. And then if you're playing dancehall, you're allowed 5 minutes. And that's just really, because it's a soca party. You understand? So if at the end of the night you get 20 minutes of dancehall, that's fine, that's great. There are 1,001 dancehall parties happening every month. You can go to one of those if that's what you want. But that's like the more strict one. When we're doing our summer one is a little bit more free.
Oh, okay.
So it's heavy soca, but you're gonna get other genres being thrown in as such. So that is it. And it's a constant debate. I'm sure you've seen it, Carole. People are like, you know, should you have dancehall at soca
I know,
events?
I see them.
And whatever. And I keep saying to people, at the end of the day, my stance is this. I used to be a purist about it. Purist. Like, there was a soca party, soca alone more here. But the more I went to other islands and observed, and the more I thought about it, I was like, we'd be doing a disservice to our music like that. You can't have pure soca parties. You have a few. Bring up like the One More Fed crew, you know, FJ and them people. Let them keep some pure soca parties. But what happens is this. I tell everybody, every island in their carnival plays their music. The difference is that their music sounds so close to soca that you don't even notice. So when Jabba play in a Grenada, it sounds like soca.
Yeah.
When Bashment, which is rooted in dancehall, by the way, let me say, Bashment in Barbados is rooted in dancehall. It's sped up dancehall. Big up Peter Coppin and the whole of Monster Piece. You can't take a glory, me youth. You do it.
But they do it at the cricket games, you know, because when the Brits come down, you know, that's what they want to hear.
Dancehall, and that's what I'm saying. So it sounds closer to soca than say dancehall, but you can't. But everybody plays their own music. So why should Jamaica not play their own music in their own carnival?
Yeah.
No, I'm not asking you for play the Movado Cartel War and so forth, because that music not made for chipping.
For chipping.
And all.
Right.
But Ding Dong can play, and when Conscience and Donia them do them girl tune, them they can play because it's all about fun. And I'm saying, play the fun music, because Jamaica does produce a lot of fun, light music.
Yeah.
Play it. Let it be played. And yes, it's carnival. So perhaps you're going to want to say maybe 25% of the music being Jamaican and the rest being soca. Maybe you want that balance. But I'm quite sure most persons on the road are not going to complain. They might enjoy themselves. And when foreigners come in here for our carnival, they do want to hear some Jamaican music. Yeah. Which is what the solution was, what Badish was for.
I know, right? So some of our sports stars have gone into music.
They should stop. I'm sorry. None of them convince me yet. Don't convince me yet. The song no might have a vibe, so please. Y'all are better cricketers than you are musicians.
And athletes.
You're better athletes, let me say. You're better athletes than musicians, please. I know. Bravo song have a vibes.
Yeah,
it have a vibes.
Yeah,
it have a vibes.
Yeah.
And but in general, you know what? I get it. They're having fun. Them doing them thing. Them
Yeah.
make some songs and whatever as such. Still say don't quit your day job. But it's good and it's almost natural.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
music and sports
Come together.
go together. Music and sports, entertainment and sports go together.
Go together.
I know.
And I think the Shaggy and Kids song.
Nice.
I mean,
Nice. Shaggy has a whole soca album out.
I know. I know, right?
Man, the whole soca album out. And then you saw the other day was Michelle and Voice and Sasko.
Yes.
With you know, a big one there and so forth.
And Bunji has something with Bounty Killer, I think.
Yeah, he's not even new. They had one before. Gong has with Bunji also.
Right.
What else you have? So you have had that. I mean, Marshall and Beanie did it
way back when. You're dating yourself. I can't make you leave here though without
I
telling
can date
me
myself. I'm fine.
who your favorite sport teams are. So let's start with football.
With football, are we speaking locally?
Locally and internationally.
Okay.
So local.
First of all, big up Jungle and Gardens.
Internationally.
International is Manchester United.
All right. Do you watch
Harry Maguire, leave my side, please. Thank you.
Do you watch the NFL?
I used to. I don't watch anymore, but back in the day when I did like the NFL, I watched the Cowboys mainly. Dallas Cowboys. I think Jamaica went through a Dallas Cowboys era at one point.
All right, so we're getting the wrap-up signal. Marlon Campbell, he's a MC DJ. Follow him on Twitter and Instagram, and he will give you.
He'll be on the screen.
Right, exactly. So we spoke about music and sport, DJing at sporting events. This has been the Sports Exchange. My name is Carole Beckford. Until next time, walk good.